What if I told you that you can get earnings in Fortnite pretty easily? We'll be taking the Frosty Frenzy tournament as an example. With this prize pool, honestly, it is very doable. So let's not waste any more time and let's take a look at how you can earn some earnings. But yo, like and subscribe. Alright, let's go. The Frosty Frenzy tournament. Just take a look at how many chances you have to actually earn some money. This is insane. And while the prize pools are not quite the same as the World Cup or even the Winter Royale, $5 million is still really good and you can earn some of that. So first we have to understand how this tournament actually works. You get 4 chances to earn money. And now the weird thing about this is that there's 2 different formats for this tournament. If we take a look at day 1, this right here is the format. You get 2 points per elimination and 30 points in total for placements. By the way, there is no elimination cap on this tournament, which honestly matters a lot, and I will tell you how to W key successfully in a second. And now take a look at this. If we get to day 2, look at the format. It is way different. Each elimination is only 1 point and you get 25 points for placements. So day 2 is more focused on placement because each elimination is only 1 point, and day 1 is more focused on W keying, since again each elimination is 2 points. And that 5-point difference in placement is not gonna do much. Okay, so knowing the format, how can we actually earn some money? Well, if you go to prizes and rewards, we can see the top 250 teams get $1,200. Now this is 250 teams, which means the top 750 players will earn money. So there's $400 each, which is definitely not bad at all. You can buy some nice gifts on Christmas for your family. Okay, so now since we know how this tournament actually works, we can take a look at what we can do in game to actually pop off and, well, win money. And by the way, there's round 1 and round 2. So if you want to move on from round 1 to round 2, you have to be top 500 teams if you want to move on to round 2. So okay, let's get into some in-game tips on how to actually do this. And the first trick I have for you guys is to use code AUTOCLICK in the item shop. No, just kidding, like, I'm not. Use it, please. Thank you. Alright, so the first and one of the most important things I have for you guys is the drop spots. In this tournament, you only have 6 games to play in 2 hours. So it is really important that you don't die off spawn. I would not recommend landing Lazy Lakes, Salty, or any other congested POI unless you're super confident in fighting. Pick a spot that you can win 90% of the time. Again, you don't want to throw any games whatsoever. So dropping places which there's 1 or 2 teams total would be a really good choice. Because as I will go over just in a second, W keying is pretty important in this tournament, especially in the day 1 because the format is focused more on W keying. And also for an insane combo, make sure that your drop spot has some water close to it which you can fish. Because by fishing, you can get some pretty good loot like rift fish, which are really important in endgame. And by the way, talking about the endgame, I will go over that just in a second. So places like Misty Meadows, Dirty Docks, or even this spot right here. I'm sorry if I'm about to expose someone's drop spot, but here it is. And by the way, remember that this is in trios. So 1 person drops in that house right there, and then 1 or 2 people can drop in this lake house. If only 1 person drops here, then the 3rd guy should go on that bridge right here. They can loot the gas station and also the bridge. This drop spot is absolutely insane. You're all pretty close to each other and you can get so much loot uncontested. Not only that, but you can get so many fish. Like, just take a look at how many flopper spots there are, and there's way more down that river. So now after the early game, what can we do in mid game and end game to actually pop off and win? Well, as I mentioned, fights are pretty important. This you should W key, especially in the first day. So you get 1 chance in the morning and then you get another chance in the afternoon, and that is the same for both days. So in total you get 4 chances. Okay, so during the mid game you should be looking for fights. But again, if you actually want to earn money, you should be smart about taking these fights. You can't expect to W key people randomly and earn money. W keying like a psychopath will not do anything for you. You're gonna get 3rd partied, 4th partied, or 5th partied, and well, you're gone. You're back in the lobby. Here is how you can win these mid-game fights without getting absolutely destroyed. Let's take an example and let's say this is the zone that you get. Now most people are gonna be on this side of the zone, and that is simply because everyone from these POIs right here are gonna be rotating into this general area. So that is how you find players. But if you want to win these fights, then you should definitely think about positioning within those fights. You do not want to be in this general area right here. If you are gonna fight someone, make sure you are towards the center. Now you might think that there's gonna be more people in the center, but no. As I mentioned, everyone is gonna be rotating into the circle from these areas, which means most people are gonna be on the outer area of the circle. So if you position yourself right here, you're not gonna get 3rd partied as much as these these people. I mean, just think about it. If you're right here, everyone who is still rotating is gonna come up behind you, and basically you're gonna get trapped between teams. You don't want that. So again, simply be on the outer edge, which is the center area. Of course, don't be all the way in the center because there's gonna be no people there, but just be in this general area right here, and you can take fights without getting absolutely destroyed by third parties or fourth parties or fifth parties. Because trust me, that will happen, and that does happen. And as for the actual fighting, well, I'm not gonna go into full detail because I will make another video on that. So again, make sure you are subscribed, but here are some general tips that you need to know. First thing is work as a team. This is trios, and whoever has the better chemistry and who works better as a team, those will win. So make sure your trio knows what's happening and make sure you're communicating. You don't want 1v1, 1v2, or even 1v3. Try to do the opposite on their team. Group up and try to single out one guy out of their team. You can easily 3v1 him super quick, and then it's a 3v2, which should be way easier. By the way, if you need a trio, just comment down below and someone will probably find you down there. But now the second trick I have for you guys is if someone is carrying a charged shotgun, make sure they are not the ones who are editing. Let your team know that you are carrying a charged shotgun and let them edit. Because obviously you can charge your shotgun, your team edits, and you can do way more damage with that charge. And now as for the endgame, well, again, I'll make a whole nother video about this. But here are some quick tips for you guys. So first, you should split your trio into IGL, support, and fragger. IGL obviously is the one who leads the tarps and the one who makes the main decisions. Make sure he's the one who has the most game sense. It is really important that he knows how to rotate, when to rotate, and where to rotate. Now the support basically supports the IGL. So basically he provides mats, or he can even take over tarping for the IGL. But also he can be a support to the fragger. He's basically the guy in the middle. He's between IGL and fragger. He's able to take over IGLing when needed, and also he can pretty easily frag. Honestly, I think support role is super underlooked. Everyone thinks support is the worst player, but in fact, he is the one who does the most. He can frag and he can IGL. And now lastly, we have the fragger himself. This is the guy with the best aim and best mechanics. He needs to know how to get eliminations, especially in endgame. And also, a super important thing is he needs to know how to get out of sketchy situations, because if you're a fragger, you're probably gonna get into sketchy situations. So that is where the mechanics come in. He should know how to move to get out of there. And now another thing in endgame that you should know is that since it's trios, you have plenty of mats. Don't be afraid of actually wasting some mats to save some shield or even to save yourself. Alright, so don't be afraid to build. But I mean, there's so many topics that I will cover in other videos, such as how to take high ground, how to get more eliminations, and way more. So let's have a quick overview. When playing a tournament, you have to understand the formats. That determines how you'll play. It's gonna tell you, should you go for eliminations or should you play for placements? Picking a very solid drop spot is so important. Make sure everyone has really good loot and good mats. And also fishes are really good. When you are in a fight, make sure you position yourself out of the center. There's no escape if you do get surrounded. Be on the outer side of the fight. Communicating with your team while in a fight is probably one of the most important things you can do. That will determine whether or not you will win or you will lose. And lastly, make sure you split your trio into IGL, support, and fragger. Since trios is going to be the main game mode of 2021 in Fortnite, I'll make plenty of videos about how to pop off as a trio. So again, make sure you are subscribed, because over 85% of you are not subscribed. So go down below and check that you are subscribed, because honestly, YouTube can sometimes unsubscribe you. Yo, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to use code AUTOCLICK in the item shop. But alright boys, that's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, peace out and bye bye.